Sup, my name is Ray for the Council Network. Welcome to my Season 2, Episode 6, Enter Zoom, synopsis, review, however you want to put it. And what the fuck happened in this episode? So, before this gets completely started, before it gets 100% completely started, I'm a little bit late on a few things, obviously, in the Ninja Turtle video, and I wanted to get this out a little bit sooner. I apologize, it's not. Mainly because earlier in the week I had a bad seizure, so I do suffer from them. I had a bad one, and that's kind of the reason why I had to take a little time away from the channel. Just so no one knows, no one thinks I'm leaving. So anyway, a lot of shit happened in this episode. A lot of hilarious stuff. And I've used the term numerous times when it comes to Dragon Ball Super filler episode. It's kind of an episode you could skip. And that's what this episode started to feel like, because in the promo, we got this really, dark kind of feel, and when you get to the episode, it's, light and hilarious. And it's kind of a reflection of Arrow from last week, as where it was more humanized than, I know, it's a comic book show, I'm talking about humanized. It's a lot more humanized than typical Flash, because you're always dealing with these metahumans, you're always dealing with these giant monkeys. Next week we have Grodd. But the whole thing, when it comes down to it, is the episode's very lighthearted for the first 40 or so minutes. Once you get to that last part of the episode, they crank it up to Death Metal 10, and shit gets real. So before we get to the oh my god moments, let's talk about the big things of here. We got to see Oliver Queen of Earth 2, who's not Oliver Queen, he's Robert Queen. So the Arrow of Earth 2 is Robert Queen. So they kind of use the Batman thing of, my son died, so I became the mantle of what he needs. What this city needs. Kind of thing. And I actually thought it was quite hilarious, to say the least. Zoom is one scary motherfucker in this episode. And many of us, as I do read through forums and I do talk to people, thought that, well, coming off Reverse Flash into Zoom was kind of underwhelming. You know, it's pretty much Reverse Flash, just with a different name and a different suit. It's kind of the thing. But god fucking damn it, I have not had so many chills for a comic book villain on screen in such a long time. And that's not to knock Marvel. I love Marvel, don't get me wrong. But when most of their movies, you don't get something as fucking evil as Zoom. Or hell, even as Damien Dark. Damien Dark is fucking derpy motherfucking shit. Very derpy. We also find out that Wells' daughter is actually Jessie Quick. We got 100% confirmation, Jessie Quick. She's pretty much probably going to get speed powers, will live, get speed powers, and join the whole, I guess, Flash team? It seems like a thing that would happen. So we'll see how that plays out. So we know, and Cisco in this episode, my god, Cisco. Cisco actually shoots Zoom and gets the shot off. And a lot of people are going, what the fuck, that doesn't work. Let me explain this to you guys. In the comic books, his powers nullify the powers of the Speed Force, or speedsters, if you would. And his vibes basically steal power from it so he can shoot through it. That's mainly why he's such a good anti-speedster character. So against Zoom, Cisco is pretty much the biggest threat. Barry did use his brain in the fight against Zoom. They were trying to bait him out. Zoom wasn't that stupid. Fuck no, I ain't doing that. Oh, you want to play with bait? I got your girlfriend. I got Linda Park. I'm going to throw her off the building. And I was like, oh shit. Things just got real. And this whole fucking episode, in parts where you just want to I'm falling asleep here. This is boring me. Maybe not everyone, but to me it did. Holy shit. Did they really? And I think it was a lot of setup to basically create that emotion to show how dark this season will become. And that's not a pun on Arrow. That's just the truth. But episode 8 is a crossover, and Zoom leaves Barry paralyzed, beats the shit out of him, drags him throughout Central City. Look at what I've done to your hero. For anyone who thinks at this point that Zoom is Patty, they've confirmed Zoom to be a man. Now, unless there's some gender-bending shit going on, I don't see it happening. I'm starting to believe that either it's Barry from Earth 2 or some other, maybe Earth 3, Barry from another time, Joe from Earth 2, Daniel West, which was a reverse Flash in the comics, or I want to end off by saying possibly, very possibly Wally West. I don't think it's going to be anyone but those characters. I may be absolutely wrong, but it just kind of seems that way. I mean, how hilarious would it be if Zoom, in all honesty, if Zoom takes off the mask, they take the mask off, whatever, and it's Oliver Queen of Earth 2. I would piss myself laughing. But I honestly, it's one of those, like, hilarious things that I don't see happening. But DC and CW have hit the marker with Flash Season 2. This is setting up to be just as good as Arrow Season 2 was. And I think everyone can agree Arrow Season 2 was the shit because it made everything hit the fan. And I think that's what we're seeing here. And it just feels very, very dark. And that's what needs to happen. And Barry is now Wells because he can't feel his legs. I can't feel my legs, guys. We'll have to see how it plays out next week, though. Definitely insane, though. Definitely crazy. Grodd's coming next week. I was not a fan at the beginning of the episode, but I was hooked in the very last part of it. And I think it needed that. Now, there is also a Dr. Light on the loose. So if you see Dr. Light, call 1-800, we need the Flash. And I will see you guys on the next one. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you then.